Hey guys, Mark here, Chief Curator, Founder of Get Maine Lobster. Welcome. It's Friday lunchtime. Talking lobster tails. These specifically, 4 to 5 ounce, caught right in the salty, crazy cold water of Maine. But I'd love to hear where some people from, where are you watching from? Hopefully, we've got a global audience. And if you love lobster tails, just type in tail in the comments, and then also where you're watching from. So, 'tis the season. Black Friday's coming up, and if you stay tuned till the end, we're going to be here for a little bit. I'm going to show you how to do some cool things with lobster tails. Then I'm going to share with you some early Black Friday offers so that you can elevate your holiday party this year. So, again, don't forget to comment where you're watching from. Love to hear where you're from. And then if you love lobster tails, comment tail. Tail, not Tale, right? This is a tale of tales right here. So let me get into the lobster tails. First, why Maine lobster? Why the lobster tail? First, why Maine lobster? One of the most sustainable fisheries in the entire earth. Maine's water is very, very cold. Cold water, sweet meat. The awesome thing about our sustainable lobster is that it was designed by the lobstermen and women of Maine way back in the day. Like they took it upon themselves. Like, we want this industry to last for generations. So we have lobstermen and women out there that are just generational, 3-4 generations. So it's pretty wild. So this is a 4 to 5 ounce lobster tail. So I'm a pretty big guy. I got big hands. You can see it's not the biggest, but it's not a little either. All right. So here's a spoon to give you a little bit of a comparison. Here's some kitchen shears, which we'll be using a little bit. Here's a lemon. It's a good sized lemon, but probably an extra large lemon. But typically I would not butterfly a lobster tail this size, but we're going to today. And if anybody has seen an instructional video on how to butterfly a lobster tail, they always see people take kitchen shears and then go right down the top. And I think I'll do that right now, but then I'm going to show you a hack later where it's a little bit easier. So what we really want to do is be able to pull the meat out, and then we're going to lay it on top, and then I'll actually get it in the air fryer, and so we can see what it looks like afterwards. I know we've seen all those fancy pictures; those are likely propped up. Who knows? We might get lucky, and we have a National Geographic-esque butterflied lobster tail. So just go right down the top there, right till you get to about the fins. And then we're just going to separate it a little bit, right? Get a little bit of room. Kind of finish your fingers in there because we got to separate the meat from the tail. So I get my finger in there, start separating it out off of the membrane of the shell, right? It's connected. And then what I want to do is start pulling it through without doing too much damage through the top. All right, so it looks like I got a couple connectors in there. And then pull, pull, pull. And you see how hard this is, right? And I even got cut a little bit. Or actually, no, that's roe. Hey, we got lucky. Oh. So this is a little bit of roe egg that's in the shell. So that's really cool. Typically, we don't really see that. But I got to get a lot of separation. You see how, and look, I busted it all up, and that's why I'm going to show you a hack that's super duper clean. But here's what we eventually want to do, right? So we go just like this, and if you can almost picture it in your mind, if it was completely done, you'd see, hey, wow, that's great. Now, because this is an animal, right? And it hasn't been processed. We've just taken the tail off, flash froze it at peak freshness, right? So let's do a little bit of cleaning. So boom, we've done a little bit of cleaning. I'm going to pat it dry a little bit. Be right back. I should have brought the paper towels closer. And then I'm just going to pat it dry a little bit. And you see, I really did a bad job on that tail on the shell. But that's kind of what we want. And then this is just a little bit of, salt and pepper. I'm going to sprinkle on there. And then a little bit of butter. Just a little bit right now because we're going to use that butter again. And then just a little bit of lemon juice. All right, so boom, that's all pretty. A lot of people put paprika, they want that red, but you could do that if you want. But I'm gonna put this in the air fryer. Then I'm gonna show you the hack. Get this going. I'm gonna put the crisper air crisp at 380 or 370. I'm gonna go 390. And then the first, I'm just gonna do like 4 minutes. And then I'm going to show you how you can check it out. Actually, that looks like 5 minutes, but that's okay.
Very nice.
So, where's people from?
We got a few people from Florida.
Florida, lucky. Actually, today it's, 55 probably? So, can't really complain.
Elaine from Florida.
Yep. Awesome.
Seattle, Washington.
Ooh, that's where my mom's from.
Brooklyn,
Seattle,
New York.
Brooklyn.
Turner, Maine.
Turner, Maine? That's got to be my parents. Hi, Mom or Dad. So I'm going to show you a hack on an easier way to butterfly. You saw how bad of a job I did. I'm going to take out the bottom part, right? So I take my scissors and I just go, or shears, kitchen shears as they call them, and I just cut right along the side of the tail on both sides, and then separate the meat. It's not easy, but it's much easier than before. And then I just pull this back, right? And then I cut that off. And you see how much meat exposure that I have? So it's going to be so much easier to get that meat out. Kind of stick my thumb in there between the shell and the membrane so I can just kind of pull it out whole, right? So then once I do that, I still have a beautiful shell, and then I've got this beautiful lobster tail. You know what that is? You got to take that out. That was their last meal. So that is just the dietary tract, and I give it a nice little wash. Okay, and then what you can do is you can put this back on top if you want, and then you can just lay it right on, right? So you'll get the same effect, but the shell's intact, and it's a lot easier. You saw how easy that was to get that out. So again, go at the bottom, pull the meat out, lay it on top. Sweet. Did you get any questions? Does anybody have any questions about our lobster tails, or about Maine, or about holiday shopping ideas, or anything like that? Happy to answer.
Do you say lobster or lobster?
So, one thing that's funny is I don't have much of a Maine accent. I say lobster. Sometimes I say lobster if I'm being funny, but I don't have a Maine accent, and sometimes I get teased on social media, and it makes me sad that people say I'm not a real Mainer, even though I grew up here. So, but I say lobster. A lot of people say lobster, and they say paprika, and things like that. And they say, I'm going to go out to the yard, pick up the leaves. So
Michael K says he likes your technique.
Oh, see, Michael K? Makes it a lot easier, And then you can do whatever seasoning you want. I don't like a ton. Lobster is awesome on its own. So it really doesn't need a lot of seasoning. That's just, some good salt and pepper. I would say use good ingredients, fresh ingredients where possible. Really good salts.
Donna Finger says, how do you clean the rest of the body of the lobster?
Well, the rest of the body, so the whole body. So there's not a ton of meat in there. You can scrape around and whatnot. Typically, if you're cooking a whole lobster, take that whole body and just throw it in your garden. It's really good for your soil. So here in Maine, a lot of the lobster processors will actually give the bodies to farmers. And then we have loam out here called surf and turf, and it's lobster shells and dirt. And my wife loves it, so every year we get a big, pile of it. I'm gonna get a quick check on our lobster tail, see how it's doing. So I'm gonna pull it out and show you that it needs just a little bit more. So see how it's a little bit translucent still, and then it's not quite firm. So I'm going to do another 3 minutes, and that meat's going to get nice and bright white. All right. Be able to go at it again. So again, we did air fry, we did 190, and we're going to do 3 minutes, right? So we started off with a little bit over 4 minutes. Now we're going to do another 3, and this is a 4 to 5 ounce lobster tail. Now, what I really love to do with lobster tails, and we won't go outside today, especially with a 4 to 5, is I literally just cut it in half. So I probably should have done that. That's the smart way to do it. You get the point in there, and then you come down, right? So I split the lobster tail in half, and then if you're lucky and it's warm outside and your grill's still on, I do a little bit of clean work, get some shells out of there, try to get the little tract out if I can. Found it, right? So I pull that out, wash my hands, and then I'll do just a little bit of seasoning, and then I put shell side high heat on the grill, cooks super duper fast, right? And then the meat pops right off the shell. So when it's done, you can literally just rip it out and eat it and dunk it in some juicy butter and feel awesome. So if you wanted to bake it, at getmainelobster.com, our website, we have a ton of prep tips for lobster tails. I think we have like 4 or 5 different ways that you can prep them. But you could do these in the oven if the grill is up for the winter and it's cold out. So
what kind of deals do we got going on for Black Friday?
Well, I said I was going to wait till the end, but I guess I can let the cat out of the bag. So somebody should be dropping a link, and there's a collection on our website. If you go to getmainelobster.com, look down a little bit, you'll see Mark's Faves, my faves. And we've released our special pricing. I think it's close to like 120 off or something like that. I don't remember, but it's a lot. And we released those early. So you can get those today. I don't know if they're going to keep those through the weekend or not, but so I would get it in today. And you can even get them next week. So if you want to have some lobster tails, some 4 to 5s for Thanksgiving as appetizers, or if you're not a leftover Thanksgiving person and you want something awesome on the long weekend, then have some lobster tails next weekend. If you get your order in today, I think you can get it as early as Tuesday or Wednesday next week. Obviously on Thanksgiving, we can't deliver, and we won't be delivering on Friday either. But Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we can get it to you no matter where you live, right? We ship to any doorstep in the United States. So pretty convenient. So again, butterfly. I showed you the hack. Go from the bottom to pull the meat out. Comes out real easy. Or I love this for 4 to 5 ounce tails. I split them in half, season them, slap them on the grill. It's like 3 to 5 minutes tops. So, our lobster tail is done. So let's take a look here. I'm going to get a plate real quick. So, I'm going to finish it up because it's the holidays. We like to be fancy. Okay. We definitely need some more butter. All right. Squeeze a little bit more lemon. Because lemon and butter with lobster, I don't know. It's like peanut butter and jelly, right? And then we want to make it pretty. So we take some fresh parsley, right? It doesn't have a ton of flavor, but it does have texture, and the visual is awesome, right? This is a beautiful, so think about date night or something like that. This is a beautiful technique to use to do something special for the person that you care about, right? Or if that person is you, do something for you. Butterflied lobster tail, throw a steak on there. I'd love to hear what people would have for a side, right? Veggies or chowder, things like that. Comment in the comment box. And if you're a tail lover and you like butterfly tails, type tail in the comment too. But see, it wasn't overly difficult. Air fryer's awesome. You can see the color, how different it was when we took it out at 4.5 minutes. And then you now see that it's firm too, right? Super duper firm. And then if you're wild and crazy and you got this butter left over, right? Then you can season your butter a little bit. And then you can even throw in some color in there. And then suddenly you guys have a dipping sauce that you can share into. And you take that lobster meat right off. And then you dunk it in there. Right? Butter everywhere. And then you take a huge bite. Oh my God. Lobster for lunch should be a requirement by law.
Janet Wright says coleslaw as a side.
Coleslaw. Okay, do you put mayonnaise in your coleslaw? I don't like mayonnaise. That's the only problem with coleslaw. What I like is Caribbean slaw, where they don't use it, or I use creme fraiche, right? So if I don't like mayo, and you guys saw last week when they did lobster rolls, they didn't use mayo. I just used butter, you know. Now, I used a lot of butters. Now I got to go work out this afternoon because I got to stay healthy because I'm going to be doing a lot of these Facebook Lives. So that's important. But so again, super duper easy, right? And then we're repurposing all of our ingredients that we used for seasoning so we can make an awesome little dunk sauce. And then you and your special someone can dunk together, right? So we can split them like this, right? We can butterfly them, you know, whatever tickles your fancy. So you're still here. I already let the cat out of the bag or the lobster out of the shell. And we're doing early Black Friday access today. If you go to Get Maine Lobster or look at the comments, they dropped a link that goes to Mark's Faves. You'll see a wild picture of me up there at the top. And then those are early access to all of our awesome deals. And do we have a coupon for people? I hope or not. No, maybe we don't. Just it's already been discounted. So discount's already there. And Mark's faves at getmainelobster.com. So you'll see it right up in the navigation. If you're on your phone device, you click the little three things and it pops up. You'll see Mark's faves. Or just click the link in the comments box. And yeah, you can get it as early as Tuesday or Wednesday next week. Or if you want to schedule it out, go ahead and schedule it out. Yep. And there's lobster tails on there, live lobster, lobster rolls, all kinds of fun stuff. But we put the 4 to 5s right up top so you can find those. Again, this is the difference between a raw one and then you see what happens. Awesome holiday colors of red. And then we add the other holiday colors of green, right? And we get a nice jovial, joyful meal. So I'd love to answer any more questions if we have them. And would love to hear if anybody new came on. And if we didn't get at some of your questions, I'm sorry, we'll get to them next time. But yeah, we'd love to serve you. We are obsessed with your experience with our beautiful Maine lobster tails. And I hope you have an awesome weekend. Happy Thanksgiving if I don't see you before then.